Greetings, my wonderful viewers. We are 3/4 of our way through 2020, and for my update today, I'll start with the major index returns with a small, brief postmortem of the North American equities. Second, I'll have my COVID-19 update, and lastly, I'll focus on the US presidential election. So let's start by looking at the major asset class returns till date for 2020. Now 3/4 of our way into 2020, and only three main indexes or asset classes remain in the negative territory, and they are the Canadian TSX, the EFI markets, as well as oil. The rest have pretty much recovered all their losses and then gained some since the start of the year. Now for a brief postmortem of the North American equities for Q3, and you can see on the chart on the left, tech has been the biggest contributor to S&P 500, whereas it has been the industrials for the TSX. The only thing that's common between the two is the energy sector, which has been a drag on both the indexes so far. Next, let's look at the COVID situation of COVID in Canada as it stands today. Now based on the numbers, we are undoubtedly in the second wave of COVID. Now the increase can be attributed mostly to the provinces of Ontario as well as Quebec, and it also is riding on the increased number of testing that's being done in both the provinces. However, I think overall it's not that bleak a picture. If you look at the death rate, it's still far below the levels that we saw in the earlier part of the year, and with the use of masks, social distancing, the COVID-19 tracking apps, and the better preparedness of the health system, I think I'm hoping Canadians are able to get through this without a major economic lockdown that we experienced earlier in the year. That brings me to my last update, which is the presidential election south of the border. Now October 6th might be remembered for the bitter debate between the two presidential candidates, but it was soon overshadowed by the news of President Trump and his inner circle testing positive for COVID-19. Now this is unprecedented, uncharted, for different reasons, because we really don't know how this is going to unfold out. If the president were to become incapacitated or were to pass away, in all likeliness, the mantle might pass on to the current Vice President Mike Pence, or he might recover and come back from this a warrior, which might trigger a sympathy wave that we've seen take hold in UK or in Brazil. So really don't know what this is going to unfold, how this is going to unfold. But what might happen in the short run is that it might pressure the Republicans into some kind of deal with the Democrats to help push the stimulus package through, which in all probability should be helpful for the economy as well as for the stock markets. So it's again uncharted waters. To summarize, the last quarter for 2020 might kind of shape or be very symbolic of what we've seen so far in 2020, uncertainty, volatility of the markets. If anything, we might be better served by staying positive, focusing on our health, staying active, exercising, and being ready for the long winter that lies ahead of us. And for your portfolios, you always know the number to call, 905-363-5035. Thank you so much for watching, and bye for now.